Hello, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. So, today, let's start with I need you to drop me a rating and review if you appreciate what I'm doing, the message I'm sharing. On Apple Podcasts, you scroll all the way to the bottom and then you can write a review, which would be greatly appreciated. If you don't enjoy the content, I don't care. And you can tell me whatever you want. It's not going to affect me, truly. The opinions of others should not be valued above your own opinion of yourself, especially opinions of people that you don't even know. There's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. So make sure that you value your own opinion, number one. And we're going to focus on your capacity for evil, your capacity to do bad things yourself. What I would say the enemy within. And number one, wisdom is being aware that this enemy can be inside of you. And it's hard to think about it this way. It definitely takes a bit of rewiring of your thought process to understand that, oh, wow, me being angry at others, me living life with a negative attitude, or even me giving back prejudice or rudeness to someone who's given it to me. Listen, this is a challenging thing when someone comes at you angry, aggressive, rude. Does people are going to do bad things to you, and it will take time for you to learn that giving them that same energy back is simply robbing you yourself. It's tough. It really is not easy to understand, but let's explain it this way. You have limited energy, and if you are spending energy participating with negative people, arguing, being rude back to them, you're wasting your opportunity to be doing other things like building your body, strengthening your mind, learning about whatever it is that you're curious about. You don't have unlimited energy. And it's so important to know this. So in the moment, you can try to build your mindfulness to recognize, wait, am I about to do something that is not healthy for my long-term self? Am I about to rob the potential for me to do meaningful work later in the day? Asking yourself questions is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. And I don't want to give you the answers to questions. I want to give you the quality questions so you ask and reflect upon them and come to your own powerful conclusions. You coming to your own answer is much more significant than me giving you answers. So, question how you're spending your time, how your environment is impacting you. This potential for evil, if you're not aware of it, you might be doing things that are negative for our whole world and you don't even realize it. A good example would be the echo chamber or a feedback loop. Let's say you, and I'll use politics because it's such a horrible space. Let me tell you, this is just my opinion, but so we have two sides. Why don't we have three sides? Why don't we have a middle ground? I don't know, maybe because they want to divide and conquer. Maybe. And so instead of listening to politics and picking a side, I think you should kind of think about what's the incentive behind these political games and these political puppets. A lot of these people are simply being played around with by strings. They're not real decision makers. And I don't think they're trying to make our world better, but really keep us in a cycle of confusion. And in the age of information, it's so important to filter what you allow into your mind and body. So, what I was getting at with the echo chamber idea is if you only follow people who think how you think right now, dude, come to that conclusion. What is going to happen if you're following the same people who have the same beliefs and same thoughts as you. You're never going to change. You're never going to learn. Your feedback loop is just going to be a continuous circle. And that's toxic because if your argument's so strong, wouldn't you welcome debate? Wouldn't you be okay talking about it with opposing viewpoints because your argument is that strengthened? You have such a ability to defend your side? Or are you just living in a feedback loop where you're only consuming information that reaffirms your current beliefs? Well, if that's the case, you're in for a rude awakening, really, because if you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're dying. So understand, live with a curiosity, be open to new ideas, be willing, and ask yourself the question, should I be opposed to having conversations with other individuals with different beliefs? I don't think you should be opposed to that because what's the worst that happens? You learn, and there's a fine line. I'm not willing to talk to people who can't have a intellectual conversation in a kind tone of voice. If someone's being rude to me because I don't agree with them, 100% get away from that person. But if someone is kind, just looking to have a debate with you and in a respectful tone of voice and a good attitude, you're really going to only benefit from opening yourself up to that. So number one is noticing that evil can be within you, that you're capable of doing bad things, and to combat that, being curious about the other side, being open to new beliefs, new opinions, and reflecting upon how you treat other people, the thoughts you're thinking, and the actions you are partaking in. So number two would be for you to become your best, every part of the old version must be destroyed. You learn programming, you are conditioned over time. Think about this. This is an interesting idea. Where did you learn what you learned? From your parents, from the school system, from television, from videos? Where did they learn what they learned? From their parents, from other written things from the school systems, from universities, from professors. And where did those professors learn what they learned? So, what I'm getting at is if you are not educating yourself in your own unique way, let me rephrase, self-educating yourself. If you are going through university to learn something that you're passionate about, a practical skill like engineering, all power to you. That's cool. But if you're looking to be some sort of psychologist, some unique person who is a new thinker or is a continuous learner, someone who's curious about the limits, because humans are never remaining the same. Each generation, we're finding out new things, we're exposing ourselves to new technology and information and tools. Don't you think that there's something you could find out from people our age or someone rather than your exact age, someone a little bit one step above you? Because when you're consuming information that just went down a pipe, you're going to become this replaceable human. And rather than being replaceable, you can be unique by educating yourself. But so let's get back on topic from that tangent. Every part of the old version of yourself must be destroyed. To do this, we need to open ourselves up. And that means to understand our thought patterns, to look, reflect upon the cycles that we think. You and me have limiting beliefs. Things like, I can't do that. Even that language, I completely obliterated the word can't from my vocabulary. I'm not going to say that I can run 70 miles an hour. I know that's not something humanly possible, but I'm also not going to say I can't change millions of lives because Do you really know what you're capable of? Not even you know your true potential. But what's a good thing to aim at? Maybe looking to find that out, making a 1% improvement every day. So this would lead into recognizing your bad habits. Listen, bad habits take time to change. What's the stat? 21 days to change a habit? I like to 10x things. In this case, I'm not going to 10x it, but my rule of thumb would be if you want to buy a car, make sure you can buy that car 10 fucking times. But in this case, 21 days to build a habit, let's say it takes 75, multiply it by 3, or 100 days to really install a habit. You have bad habits right now. It's Ask yourself, piece of paper, pen. What are my bad habits right now? What am I doing that is not serving where I want to go? Who do I want to become? Journal about those, get some answers, and then figure out one bad habit that you can replace today, starting today, and have that 75-day aim. I'll give you an example of mine. Well, I used to watch a lot of YouTube about video games because I liked video games and they're still cool, but I can't, I don't want to play them because I have bigger things, bigger, higher aims. And rather than playing video games, I read books now. Wow. It's not a crazy change, but it was hard, very hard, because watching a video is so easy to do. You click, you're entertained. Reading, it takes focus. It takes you sitting down and really committing to looking and going through each page word by word. It's not hard, but it's a challenge. It was a challenge for me, for sure. So replace one bad habit with a healthy habit. That's what I need you to do. That needs to be your takeaway from this podcast if you're looking to get 1% better. And another few things, judgment of those doing better. Listen, jealousy is a tough one. I was a jealous kid for a while. There's better looking guys. There's guys who talk to prettier girls. There's guys whose family has more money. There's guys who were gifted cars when I had to buy my car. I could go on forever. But let me tell you, jealousy does nothing. It doesn't hurt the other person and it doesn't help you. So there is no point in being jealous. Rather, a good way to twist jealousy on its fucking head and use that shit emotion as a positive emotion. Oh, I'm jealous of him. Work harder. Seriously. Like, if you are jealous of someone, you need to commit to making changes so you can get to what or where they are. Don't sit there and complain and just think, oh, woe is me. My life is hard. Me. That does you no good. It does you no good. Rather, use that as fuel. See these negative emotions, the quote unquote dark side. It can be powerful, but you got to learn how to use it for you. Don't wish negative things upon other people. I promise you, you will receive what you put out. So if you're thinking thoughts of, narcissism and you are wishing bad things upon other people, you're in for a nightmare. I don't want that for you. I want a good life for you. Think positive thoughts, wish the best for everyone, and drop your grudges. Your grudges are only draining you of energy. We speak about your limited energy often. You understand that your negative thoughts are draining your energy that could be invested in other areas. And really, my last point is low energy environments. I was already talking about energy. If you are surrounded by low energy people, complainers, victims, people who act, woe is me, life is so hard, acquaintances, let me change that, acquaintances who are not supportive of when you're winning. Listen, I grew up with kids who were hilarious, were cool, but they never once supported me when I was doing good things, when I was getting better at anything. And let me tell you, those aren't people you want to surround yourself with, because there are people out here who will win with you, who will truly be glad that you're doing better. They'll give you advice, they'll listen to you. So put yourself around those people that when you leave, Just ask this question. When I leave so-and-so, how do I feel? If you do not feel good, energetic, fulfilled, smiling, you need new friends. And I wouldn't say go out and search for new friends. My piece of guidance would be, if I may give you any guidance, build yourself into the person, the friend you want to be, and you will end up connecting with those like-minded people. It's weird how it works, but you build yourself, you'll find people who have built themselves as well. So that's what I got for you. I hope you enjoy. If you do, on Apple Podcasts, scroll all the way to the bottom, rating and review. It means a lot to me. Spotify, you could just give me a star rating, whatever you want. And if you don't like the podcast, well, I don't care. Have a great day. I appreciate you. Thank you.